Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you a couple of two-digit multiplication strategies. So let's just start off with 27 times 6 right here. We're going to be using what's called an area model. So I'm going to set up my 27 times 6 along a rectangle right here, just because we know that the length times the width that gets us the area or the amount inside, and that's really what we're doing. If I were to do 27 rows of 6, that's essentially what we're doing right here. So I know in 27, that really is 20 plus 7, right? The value of that 2 is 20, the value of that 7 is 7. So if I were going to choose which side here, obviously this is my 27 and then this is my 6. So I'm going to go ahead and break this up into my 20 and my 7 and just do one rectangle at a time. So on this side here I've got my 6 times my 20, and over here I've got 6 times 7. And I know my complete area then is the combination of those two. So I'll start here with this basic fact of 6 times 2, right? So I know 6 times 2 is 12. So using what I call an extended fact here, that 2 times 10 is 20. So anytime I'm adding a 0 here, that's multiplying it by 10, right? So 6 times 2 is 12, so 6 times 20 is 120. And then I have a basic fact of 6 times 7 right here, which equals 42. So when I'm looking at 27 times 6, I have 120 in my first rectangle and 42 in my second. So I've got 0 plus 2 is 2, 20 plus 40 is 60, and 100. So 27 times 6 is 162. I can check that with what we call partial products, which is really similar to partial sums. Think about the value of those numbers. Again, I know that 27 is really a 20 plus a 7, right? So I can do my 6 times my 7 right here, which is 42. I'm done with that 7. And then 6 times 20, because I know the value of that 2 is 20. 6 times 20, again, we knew was 120. 6 times 2 is 12. And then times 10, 120. 40 plus 20 is 60, and 100. So I got 162 both times. That validates my thinking, right? So the same thing works as I move up to three-digit numbers. Let's say 127 times 6. I know that 127 is really 120 and 7 right there. So as I set up my rectangle, I'm going to do that exact same thing, where I've got 6 times 100 and then 20 and then 7. I try and make these visually match the numbers as much as possible. So in this area here, I know 6 times 100 right here. In this area here, I've got 6 times 20. And then my last box is 6 times 7. So again, I can use what I call an extended fact this time. I'll be adding 2 zeros because I'm multiplying by 10 twice, which makes sense, right? Because 1 times 10 is 10 and 10 times 10 is 100. So 6 times 1 is 6, my basic fact, right? And then times 10 times 10 are 600. So 6 times 100 is 600. 6 times 20, I use my basic fact of 6 times 2 is 12, and then times 10. 120, and 6 times 7 is still 42. So here, I'll go ahead and add it, my partial products, for a total of 2, and 40 plus 20 is 60, and 600 plus 100 is 700. I could validate that thinking again by making sure that I try that in a different way. So I can do 127 times 6 using partial products, when again I know that 127 is 100 plus 20 plus 7. And I write that along the side when I'm just learning partial products, so I know that I'm going to multiply this by here, and I can cross it out and cross it out and cross it out as I'm going, okay? I could start by doing 6 times 100. That's fine. I can go in either direction in the same way that partial sums works. So this time I'm going to go in this direction to show you. So I've got 6 times 100 right here. 6 times 1 is 6. And then I've got times 10 for 600. So I've wrestled here that 100. Now I've got 6 times 20, right? 6 times 2 is 12. Times 10 is 120. And then I've wrestled that 20. And then 6 times 7 is 42. Add up these partial products again, and I've got 2. 20 plus 40 is 60. 600 plus 100 is 700. So I got the same answer here, same answer here, so that means 127, of course, must be 762. If I really wanted to think about and validate my thinking from there, I could certainly do 127 plus 127 plus 127, 1, 2, 3, 127, 127, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 127. I could do that, right? Where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sevens, which again I know is 42, right? And then I had 6 20s plus a 40 right here. So 6 times 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 160. And then I've got all these hundreds, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. 3 different ways that I can think about that. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the area model and the partial products. See you.